Good morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
How was the night?
Fine, sir.
Hope you are doing fine and good.
Yes, sir.
Uh, this morning, I will discuss on the managerial studies and the managerial tips, the hints on what we need to know on the world and the managerial studies. Management, managerial studies. I will continue from where we stopped last, and this will make us to explain on the function of management. Make sure you're listening and you write, you jot down some information. Function of management. Don't forget, in the other time, we make us understand that we have how many functions of management? We have four different managerial functions, which includes the functions of management. We have the planning. Planning is one of the most needed tools to which we need in management. Planning. Another thing after planning to which we need is organizing. Planning, organizing. Hope you are writing that. You have it on your note before. Planning and organizing, and apart from that one, we have leading and controlling. Leading and what? And controlling. As a managerial student, you need to know that the managerial function to which each individual needs to put in consideration. We have to know much about planning. After planning, you need to know much about organizing, leading and what? Leading and what? Controlling. Planning is very essential in the managerial environment. That because for every managerial environment, for managerial study students, for the whole management to have a good success in their day-to-day managerial involvement, they need to put planning as the first thing in all they do. There is an adage that says that planning is very essential, and whatsoever that do not put this planning in consideration, we have no good ends. That is why they came out with the earlier the better you plan well, you have a successful end. You, as a managerial student of this great citadel of learning, you need to put this at the back of your mind that in managerial environment, you need what? You need planning. And by definition, you can give planning different definition to the best of your knowledge. I will not come here today to be telling you that you have to put this only definition in the exam. No, you have to use your brain and you will put down the way you understand planning. Planning came out from the word plan. You have to plan, that is, you have to plan ahead of things you are intended to go into. Now, you want to prepare puff. You want to go into the production of puff. The first thing that comes to your brain is to do what? Is to think of what do I want to do, how much. That's when you go back to what? Economics, which is scale of prevalence, that talk about how to produce, how much to produce, and for whom to produce. How to produce, how much to produce, and for whom to produce is the part of the prerequisite that will make you to have a successful planning strategy. The strategical ways of making it in your managerial involvement is to put planning in what? In consideration. Planning. You have to do what? You have to put it in the consideration. The four functions of management. The first one is what? Planning, organizing, controlling, and what? Leading. So the first one, when you have a good success on this the functional involvement of the managerial, that is the functions of management, when you have a good success on this, the planning, other thing will follow. That's why you see some industrialists, they do not make it on their involvement because they fail to plan. When you have the good planning skills, you have the what? You have a successful end. What do I say? Do you understand what I mean? When you plan well and you have the successful planning strategy, you have the successful outcome. Who can define, who can tell me now, or who can explain to me to his or best of his knowledge the definition of management? Explain to us, what do you understand by management, or what do you understand by planning? To the best of your knowledge, speak louder. What do you understand by planning or management? Don't forget that I've told you earlier that you can just explain the way you understand it. Use your own English level to explain on this. Explain what you understand by planning or management.
Management is when
You speak louder.
management is when you are managing a business or to make the business a successful one.
Okay. Ability to manage a particular thing to the best of your knowledge. That's what you said, management. Yeah, you're correct. Ability of having the planning strategy, controlling strategy, leading strategy, you are involving yourself in the what? In the managerial skills. You know, this is our institution, we won't be explaining things to you like secondary school students. So understand, you go on research to learn more, but you must understand everything relating to the topic, the functions of management. Planning. Okay, I want you to listen. The planning functions for any meaningful progress to be made. Manager needs to identify and choose appropriate goals, as well as to determine the causes of an action to take. And this is how to reach them in this. What the planning function involves. Planning function involves dividing an organization goal, establishing overall strategy for achieving this goal. Yes. You have to do what? You have to identify what an organization is in need. Okay, you as a businesswoman, as a business guy, you want to venture or your organization is into production of rice, cooked rice. And you are in charge to manage the eatery. The first thing to which we make the planning strategies to control is to first do what you have to consider the people working in your environment, living in your environment. That is for whom to produce. That is the first thing, the localization of industry. You discovering these tools, you are still on plan. You strategize on the mode to which you want to be operating. Okay? If I wanted to be selling, I cook the rice in this community, here in Oyo State, or in Abuja, here in Lokoja, any part of the country to which it may be, you have to first study, go on the feasibility study of the environment in which you want to set up a business. Do you understand what I mean about feasibility study? When we are talking about feasibility study is you going around the community where you want to be selling your product. Search around, look around. Maybe there is no other person selling that same product you are thinking, you are aiming, you are intending to be selling. After discovering that no one is selling cooked rice in this community, your first, your strategical way of planning things is in progress. Now, after when you've now discovered that there is no one selling this product in your environment, you now do what? You now press forward on moving to another planning strategical way. Okay, nobody is selling this product in my community that I want to venture into. Okay, who are we now aiming of producing the product for? Who will be the consumer? Who will be the one that will be consuming the products? Okay, will I be producing this product for goats, for sheep, for young ones, for working class, for secondary school students, for high institution pupils, or who will I be producing things to? On this ground, you are still planning. Because being faithful of you, not being unethical of you selling a product that people will not buy. As a professional managerial expert, you need to plan well to do what? To have a successful end. And that's why you see some organization, after 10 years of operations, they fold up. The principal part of it that makes the organization to fold up is because many fail to plan well. Don't forget, not just ordinary planning, you have to plan well. Plan appropriately. When you plan appropriately, you make a successful head. Plan appropriately. PA. PA is equal to XUEND. Plan appropriately is equal to successful ends. PA is equal to SUNs. When you plan well, you have a successful ends. It may be out in the exam that as an undergraduate student of the great citadel of learning, explain the strategical way to which an organization can make higher profit. Explain, write this question down, it may be hard. Strategically explain the ways to which an organization can making progress on a daily basis. How can your organization be progressing on a daily basis? Your organization can make progress on a daily basis through proper planning. Okay? I think that this organization can make progress if There is proper planning, time to which you have to go on a feasibility study, time that you need to send the questionnaire, time that you need to plan to look for another strategy that will fit the business and the community, time to look for what your community people need, times to study how much will you be producing, time to study to plan how much will you be selling. It made a successful end. Hope you understand this. We are on planning. Planning as the managerial function. Organizing. When we are talking about organizing, organize. Organizing simply means putting things in the proper place. How to put things in the proper place. How to organize things. How things can be done. So you understand? This pen that you need to put here, you put it to the exact place that you ought to put it. The file that you need to keep properly, you keep it in an appropriate place. The salary that you need to pay on time, you pay salary on time. Organizing. In every organization, we have organizing departments. In church, there is organizing department. Proper preparation ahead of something you want to do. You know, before people come to church, organizing committee, organizing call, they will come to church, they will arrange instruments. Do you understand? They make sure that all the materials needed for the particular day service was being well arranged. So you arrange, you look for a way to do what? To make things come together for the successful end of the business. Do you understand? Now, we have controlling. In a managerial environment, controlling is one of the things that is very important because you must have ability to control. You send an authoritative word of command, control. Okay, my secretary make sure that all the staff be punctual in their work, make sure they resume to duty to the hour of 8 o'clock and they close by the hour of 6 p.m. every day, excluding Sunday that we go to church. The laid down rules and regulations of an organization, you make it a very good one. You make it the one that will not be that will be fixed, that will be stable, not the rigid one, not the one that will be changing. In an organization that you see that you see set of people, that people will resume to duty at the hour of 12 o'clock every day and go back up 2 o'clock. That organization will not last well. Will not live long because ability to control is not that way. You control, you have the authority to control. You are the CEO of your catering service. You must control anything that may arise. We have price control. When we call something inflation. Inflation is the persistent rise in the price of commodity. When you get to a supermarket to buy product, to buy your goods that you used to produce, puff. You discovered that last week that you went to market, you bought 1 Congos of flour, 1,000. This week that you go, 1,150. You must know the ability to control the price that will not affect your business, that will not affect your customers. Because you running a business, you must not go loss. You must not the percentage of loss must not be there at all. You have to have profit, minimal profit. There must be profit in your business. When you are running the business, you are doing the business, the principal aim and objective of you setting up a business is to do what? Is to have high profit. At least if the profit is not that much, you must at least have a very good, reasonable profit limits. Leading in as a part of managerial function, you must be able to lead. Be a good example to people near and far. As an investor, as a business owners, as an entrepreneur, you must be a good example to other people who are working with you as staff, now who are patronizing you as a client. That's why honesty, fidelity is very important. You must be fair in all you do as a what? As a managerial student. You relate with people with free-minded. You don't prove yourself as the master of all. You must have an ability to learn, ability to reason, ability to tolerate others. You lead by an instruction. You lead by an example. When you humble yourself, your followers will humble you. If you see an organization where the boss, where the CEO is like this, is arrogant, you will see that people will not patronize such a business. That I'm the only one in this community, nobody can brag to me, I can do anything like that. Yes, the business will not last long before they go to bank, before you see that the organization has got lost. So leading, you lead by what? By example. Oh, good morning, sir. Oh, I want to buy this. Okay, you make it. Look at First Bank. Whenever customer enter First Bank, they have leading ability. Whenever you enter First Bank, when you are going into the First Bank, do you normally see some of their staff? What do they say? Welcome to First Bank. After when the turn want to do inside, they do what? They go, welcome to First Bank. You see when you go to ATM, Polaris Bank ATM, they do sing a song. Do you know that started is like Akuma Tata? They have a song. They use the song to welcome you. They have ability to tolerate the customers. You must have ability to you must be able to tolerate your customer. Leading by example helps a lot in the managerial environment. Okay? Or okay. Now, under this planning function, don't forget what I said. The planning is very important in the managerial environment. That we have planning steps and tools. Planning steps and tools. Planning steps and tools. Okay? A part of it that we just need to look into, we have leadership style. The leadership style. Leadership style. Yes, leadership style. STYLES. Leadership style. Three basic styles